Hello, welcome to a 20-minute sequence to open our hearts. It has been a desire of mine to record a sequence like that for quite a while. And mainly because I feel that the more I practice opening my heart, the easier it is for me to also live that off the mat. But it's so easy to say, oh, just open your heart, be kind, be loving to yourself and others. But how can we actually do that? How can we actually practice that? And how can we then take that into our daily life? So this practice here is really to make that connection with your heart and to start opening up from the inside out. So come onto your mat. And let's get started. Find a comfortable seat of your choice, and we will start with our legs stretched out in front of us first of all. And then let's just take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let's do this one more time. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. With your next breath in, bring your hands up to the ceiling, look up. And then open up your arms into a cactus, drawing the shoulder blades together down your spine. And feel that opening on your chest. Feel that first stretch, and then just focus your attention, your breath, as it comes in through the nose and down your throat into your heart area. Breathe in, reach up, and breathe out. Take your hands behind you. And then see if you can push up a little bit, just a tiny bit. And let your head hang, maybe go backwards. So we just slowly start with opening our chest, soften the area around our heart. And then come back down, breathe out. Breathe in once more, reach up. Take your left hand down to the ground or maybe onto your shin. Breathe in and then out, open up to the left side. And just be mindful here, check in with yourself. Are you coming forwards? Can you draw your shoulder up so it doesn't collapse in? So you can open up this part a little more. Breathe in and breathe out, take your hands back down. Take a moment here, feel into the right side of your body, the right side of your chest. And how this side feels different to the left. Breathe in, reach up. Breathe out, take your right hand down and your left over your head. Again, see if you can really open up, if you can make your chest look up more towards the ceiling. Breathe in. Breathe into the left side of your body, the left side of your chest. And breathe out, come back down. Again, take your hands behind you. Breathe in, lift your hips, slightly open your chest. Let your head hang heavy. Breathe out, come back down. Bring your feet together now. And I'm just going to change my direction here, so you might want to be lengthwise on your mat. And then press the feet into the ground. Breathe in and then lift your hips up. Open up your chest even more. Opening our heart can help us in a lot of different ways. But we need to find a way to first connect to our heart, to then soften our heart. And that is to become aware of what it is that we need to open our heart to. Bring the soles of the feet together. Breathe in and breathe out. Slowly hinge from the hips with a flat back. Take your hands down to your soles, to your feet. Breathe in, lengthen through the spine, pushing your chest slightly forwards. Breathe in, come back to center, bring your feet together, and once more we go into a reverse tabletop, pushing your hips up. Open up your chest. Breathe in and breathe out. Come back down, Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet touch. Breathe in, breathe out, hinge from the hips, flat back. Take hold of your feet once more and see if you can open up your chest by coming forward. So instead of coming down and rounding, see if you can open up the chest and keeping that stretch here. And the reason why we are hesitant to sometimes open our heart is because we don't want to be hurt. When we open our heart, we are vulnerable. But it's that vulnerability that allows us to be human, that allows us to connect with others, that allows us to love, to accept who we are and who we want to be. Breathe in, reach up, and breathe out. Take your hands behind you, stretch your legs out this time, and similar like we did in reverse tabletop, push your hips up. Open up your heart, let your head hang heavy. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And come back down. Slowly make your way onto your back. Vertebra by vertebra, rolling down. Bring your knees into your chest. And then bring your legs up to the ceiling and start to roll forwards and backwards. Use your hands to engage, to have momentum, until we come into a standing position. Maybe come into a forward fold for a moment. Pull a bit of your belly up and in. Then press through all four corners of the feet. Reach up, look up, extended mountain pose. Open up into cactus once more. I love cactus. I feel cactus is a really beautiful way to remind me to open up. Breathe in, breathe out. Take your hands and interlace them behind you. Draw them down your spine, draw them down your tailbone. And then open up your chest. Breathe in, lengthen through the spine. And breathe out, forward fold. Keep your hands clasped together and see how they draw over your head. Where you feel that stretch. Breathe in, slowly come back up. Release the hands. Bring your shoulders to the ears and down your spine. Open up your chest, bringing the hands to the side. Spark the fingers. Keep them engaged. Breathe in, reach up, lift your left leg up halfway. And breathe out. Take your hands to the heart center, Anjali Mudra, and come into your warrior three. Keep your left foot engaged. Breathe in and breathe out. Bring both hands down to the mat, half splits. Bring your upper body towards your knee. Keep your left foot engaged and press for your right foot. And if it's in your practice, take your right hand, breathe in and then open up, half moon. Pressing through that standing leg. And keep your focus right in front of you. Feel the opening of that pose in your hip, your heart space. Breathe in and breathe out, come back down. Take a moment here and reflect upon how this pose felt. Maybe you felt wobbly and vulnerable. And that's sometimes how we feel when we open our heart. This pose in comparison might feel a lot more stable, a lot more grounded. Breathe in and breathe out. Bend your left leg, step it next, hip width distance apart. Grab hold of the elbows and then swing from left to right. Feel into this pose. This might feel a lot more homely, a lot more safe. As we are protecting ourselves. And then breathe in, press through all four corners of the feet, reach up, look up, extended mountain pose once more. Hands down to the side. Breathe into your chest, into your heart space, and breathe out. Interlace the hands behind you once more. Open up your chest, let your head hang. Sometimes we can do this pose in meetings as well, just to open up when there's any tension as our shoulders come forwards. And breathe out, release. Take a moment, feel into your upper body, your chest, your heart space. How does it feel now in comparison to when we started? Does it feel more stretched and softened? Breathe in, shift your weight into your left leg, reach your right leg up, hands up to the ceiling, and breathe out, hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra, coming to warrior three. Push your right leg back. And you might not be in the same position like I am. Your leg might be further down, or maybe you're even supporting with your big toe. Wherever you are is where you need to be. Press the palms of the hands together. Keep pressing through that standing leg. Breathing in and out. Bring both hands down to the mat, half splits. And again, you can stay here, or if you want, you can come into a half moon. So bringing your left hand in front of you, opening your hip up to the right side. If you have a prop, you can also use a block for your left hand, if that would bring you more stability. Or if you have issues with your wrists, this can also be a nice way to take away any pressure. Breathe in and breathe out. Open up to the right side. And maybe this side feels different. Maybe this side is more stable, maybe more wobbly. Maybe you find it easier now you've done it once. And again, this is similar to when we need to open our heart to certain things. Once we practice, it becomes easier. Breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out, bring both hands down, half splits. Press through that standing leg. And bend your right leg, step it next to your left. And then take your feet hip width distance apart. Bend your legs slightly so that your upper body almost touches the thighs. Bend your legs, bend your elbows. And then breathe in, come into a halfway lift, wide-legged halfway lift. And breathe out, bend in your knees and your elbows, come down. Breathe in, lengthen, come up, straighten your legs, straighten your elbows. And breathe out. Again, you can use props to help you with the lengthening here if you need to. Breathing in, coming up. And breathing out, bending down. Two more. Breathe in, come up. Lengthen for the spine. And breathe out, come down. Last one. Pull a bit of your belly up and in. Come up. Lengthen. And breathe out, come down. From here, come into a yogi squat. So come all the way down to on the floor. Press the elbows into your knees and lengthen through the spine. Your heels might not come down to the mat, and that's absolutely fine. And either you can stay here, or if you want, you can also take a block, put it behind you to support you. And as you are pressing into the knees and lengthening through the spines, if you can bring your chest forward, opening your chest. Breathe in and breathe out. Bring your hands down and then step back into a high plank. We're going to do a vinyasa. Breathe in, shift your weight forwards, breathe out, come down, low plank. Breathe in, upward facing dog, opening your heart, opening your chest, really pushing it forwards. And breathe out, downward facing dog. Walking your dog out, pressing the mat away. The hips are the highest point. The tailbone is up. Take a moment here. Breathe in through the nose and then into your heart space. Maybe ask yourself, is there something where you would like to open your heart more to? Maybe that's a partner, a pet, children, work, whatever that might be. What can you do to slowly open that door, soften that space around it? Breathe in into your heart space and breathe out. Your next breath in, bring your knees down. Keep your toes tucked, and we're going to go into camel. So breathe in, reach up, and then breathe out. You can take your hands behind you, supporting your lower back, and just coming a little bit backwards, and maybe that's enough. Feeling, again, that stretch, that opening. Or maybe you want to take down one hand and reach one hand up to the ceiling. Maybe you have done one side, maybe you want to switch to the other side. Or maybe you want to take both hands to the heels and just letting your head hang. Or you just stay in the beginning with the hands behind your back, just supporting you. Wherever you are is where you need to be, where your body asks you to be, where your heart asks you to be. Breathe in, tuck your chin slowly and mindfully, come out of your pose. And we just take a rebound. So a child's pose, take the big toes together, knees as wide as the yoga mat, and then come down with your chest, your forehead to the mat. Feel that connection between the forehead and the mat. Your knees and the mat, the top of the feet in your mat. And then feel that support that you get from the mat, how it's taking your weight. And then imagine you're melting your heart down. With every breath that you take, you soften a little more. As you feel super supported, grounded and safe. Opening our heart means letting go of the ego, following that inner voice. Being kind to ourselves and others. Being accepting of ourselves and others.
In order to open the heart to others, we first need to open and soften the heart to ourselves, allowing us to be who we are at that moment in time. And then slowly and mindfully come back up, walk yourself backwards. Bring your feet, come back into a tabletop position first, and then come back into a downward facing dog. Again, feel your heart melting down to the floor. And then walk your feet forwards to meet your hands. Come into a halfway lift once more. And breathe out, come down to the mat. Lower yourself all the way down to the ground. Bring the soles of the feet together. We're going to do the last heart opener for this practice, fish pose. So either you can take your hands underneath you and walk your shoulders underneath your body and stay here. Maybe you want to stretch your legs out. There's different variations. Maybe you want to keep your hands flat on the floor and your shoulders underneath. And then just breathe into your heart space. And as you do so, maybe you can find something that you are grateful for. Something where you have opened your heart to recently. Something that was unexpected for you, that surprised you about yourself. Maybe a nice gesture for a neighbor, a friend, a family member. At the same time, think about something you're grateful you have done for yourself. You have showed up, you have taken the time to connect with yourself, to take this practice as a way to open your heart. Be grateful for that experience, that moment, and your commitment. And then slowly take your hands away from underneath your body, your shoulders out. And we come into our final pose, Shavasana, big deep rest. Take a couple of deep breaths here. And focus your attention on your heart space, breathing green energy, the light of the Anahata Chakra into you even more, nurturing it. Imagine how your heart space fills up with this green light, this green energy. And stay here as long as you need to, or if you need to carry on with your day, your tasks, your chores. Just bring your knees into your body. Give it a squeeze. And then slowly and mindfully come into a comfortable seat of your choice. This could be cross-legged or anything that suits you. Take your hands onto your knees, palms facing up. Take a deep breath in through the nose
out through the mouth. And then with your next breath in, we're gonna chant the sound of the heart chakra, the Anahata Yam. So let's take a deep breath in. Yam. Let's do this one more time. Take a deep breath in. Yam. And take a moment and feel into the sensation of making that sound, how it travels through the body. The stillness that it can create. And maybe you can use this sound as an anchor and a mechanism to remind you when you feel like you need to open up your heart more. Let's take our hands to our heart center, Anjali Mudra. One more time, just send love and light to your own heart. And then take your hands to your forehead center. Just imagine sending love and light to the people around you. And together we bow, Namaste. I hope you enjoyed that practice, and leave me any comments below about what you would like to see more of, but also what sort of things do you want to take off the mat, and maybe what you would like to open your heart to.